For the movement portion of the program, we're going to utilize the Tabata format, which is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. We're going to do 7 rounds, and the movement that we're going to utilize is burpees. Why? Full body movement. They're terrible. They get the heart rate up, and they'll get you rolling, and they're very, very effective. For the time, you can download an interval timer from the App Store, or you can just follow along in this video. All right, let's get started. I have mine set. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, 7 rounds. And you want to challenge yourself each day to try to add a round if possible so that you keep progressing. 10 seconds of rest. All right. All right, so I know your heart is beating, so let's go right into mobility, starting with our fingers, flashlights flashing back and forth, fast. You'll start to feel it burn in the forearms. Then we're gonna rotate our wrist clockwise, then counterclockwise. You wanna feel like you're wading through mud as you move your joints. Controlled and warming up.
Now move into the elbows. Notice any imbalances on each side. And then to the scapula. Moving as if hugging a large tree. Again, controlled. I'm probably going a little too quick here. And you want to go as many as you need to warm up. Then moving into the neck. Cross your arms. Squeeze as if hugging yourself. And rotate the neck all the way through. Draw in a large circle with the chin. And again, controlled. And make sure to get both directions of each movement. Moving on now to the shoulders. Rotating through large circles. Reaching all the way at the top. Open up the shoulders. Rotating the hands all the way through as if turning a doorknob. And again, make sure to get both directions. Try to avoid cracks. Try to move as smoothly as possible through the joints. Holding the palm up. Rotate through. Lift at the top. Scoop all the way down. And start the motion all over again. Again, make sure to get both sides. Your chest opener here. Clasp hands interlaced behind you. Pull it down and then lead your head to the mat. Now opening up our hip flexors, 90-90. Gonna find a comfortable position. Feel free to use a mat under the knee to provide more cushion. And you're just gonna gently lean forward into the 90, squeezing the glutes as you do so. Make sure to get both sides. I love Stir the Pot as a great hip opener and knee opener as well. Make sure you have even distribution of weight across the body as you go through these. Again, you can take your time and move slower than I am. Pause the video if you need to. Here we're reaching all the way to the sky and going into full hip extension, squeezing the glutes at the top. And now stirring the hips open, first clockwise, then counterclockwise. As you see, I kind of stutter there. Make sure you're pressing the low back to the floor. And make sure to get both directions. Again, keep going until you're warm. Now moving on to the knee with knee circles. Again, slowly moving, locking the ankle and just moving the knee joint in a circular motion. Again, can move slower than I am, but just moving clockwise and counterclockwise at the knee joint, keeping everything else the same. Make sure to get both directions on both sides. Moving on to the ankle joint. Here doing the same thing, moving the ankle joint clockwise, then counterclockwise, keeping all of the joints locked. And then I like to get a couple windmills in just to stretch the adductors. And a couple body weight squats. And then opening up the hamstrings at the bottom before coming all the way up. Open, stretch up. Come at tabletop and then back up. If you find you need any part of this, the stretch to open up a bit longer, feel free to do so. Get anything else you need. Now moving on to the strength portion. I'll show you 6 movements. Perform as many rounds as you can in a 20-minute span. Stop where you get to after 20 minutes. The first movement is knee in. I like to use a stick or a broom or just your hands. Gonna press the stick against the thigh, creating contraction in the core, deep in the transverse abdominis, and all the way through the 6-pack abs. And then extend the leg out while maintaining that contraction. Breathe in as you bring the leg in, and as you bring the leg, extend the leg, you'll breathe out. Make sure to synchronize your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. After you've done the 10 on each side, you're going to move on to the next movement. Again, you're going to perform as many rounds as possible of each movement in that 20-minute span. Moving on now to hip raises. Make sure we're squeezing the glutes at the top and pressing the elbows into the ground, maintaining alignment all the way through. Squeeze, pressing through the heels. Again, maintaining alignment. Take rest as needed. I like to move through. That way you get a cardio effect as well throughout the work. Moving on to the back bird dogs. Make elbows to thighs, full extension. Again, probably moving slower than I am here. 10 each side, making sure that you're really feeling the core as you move, getting full extension and full contraction each time. Quality of movement over just going really, really hard and getting tired. If you can get each movement to be really high quality, that's how we get results. I know you can't tell here, but I'm breathing pretty heavily. Moving on now to probably the most difficult move of the day, which is the bear crawl position with hips over knees and shoulders over wrists stacked evenly, pushing through, fully distributing weight across all 4 limbs. You'll now reach without tipping the hips too severely. Go ahead and reach and touch the shoulders. And do your best to maintaining that core contraction. It's tough, so take breaks as you need. And again, you want to do as many. And I'm listening to some music here to keep me motivated. Now, Pallof Press. Anchor this near a door, either a door handle or through the door, preferably with the door opening and away from you for safety, and you'll firmly root your feet and pressing from the chest position out and controlling as you come in, maintaining that core contraction. Make sure you get 10 each side. No need to bounce as I am here. Try to not use momentum, but controlling the core to move through the movement. Now, inchworms. Going to walk the toes all the way in and then walk it out into a plank. Make sure you have even distribution of weight. This can really get tough, but do the best you can. And again, focus on moving with quality. Feel free to cut the reps in half and move through the circuit as many times as possible. Again, you want to work with where you are now, but always pushing the envelope to get stronger.